Pro Evolution Soccer was the only football game that was able to bring competition to EA Sports FIFA. No doubt Konami did a great job, especially back then. You could really tell how much effort was put into their games, from the gameplay to the visuals. Pro Evolution for a lot of people was the greatest football game at the time, and I can't help but agree. In 2013 I played my first Pro Evolution game, and overall is the only sports game that I still remember after a decade. This game was a complete masterpiece. It was a part of the golden era of Konami. The only issue was that EA had all the licenses. Konami also didn't have many game modes, which eventually would put him in trouble. The realism wasn't enough to encourage people to buy the game. 2010 was the year that PES began to decline. Their sales were only half of EA's, almost 6 million compared to 11 million. Clearly not a good sign for a studio to see. Your game is just not keeping up with the competition any longer. Things get even worse 3 years later. PES 2013, one of their best releases, sold 2.5 million units. FIFA, on the other hand, sold over 50 million units. No longer a 50% difference. Now Pro Evolution is selling a fraction of what EA is selling. Put yourself in Konami's shoes. This is completely demoralizing. So much effort and time for your rival to outsell you while putting less effort. Konami kept releasing solid projects throughout, but then again, the sales plummeted. Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 sold 500,000 copies. We're not even reaching a million anymore. FIFA sold 12 million, a downgrade from their previous years but still more than 11 times that of PES. What can Konami do at this point? Their sales are plummeting and FIFA keeps recycling yet selling so much more. In 2020 we still saw a world-class game from Konami, but there was a shift. In 2020 they changed their title to Efootball PES 2020. Still the same experience but showing their future plans because they also released a light version of the game for free. Seems like they were testing the waters before going all in to free to play. 2021 was the end of the Pro Evolution franchise, the last time we'd be able to play a PES game ever. Sadly, this wouldn't mean an upgrade or a next-gen improvement. Konami decided to throw away Pro Evolution and change their title to Efootball 2022. Very likely you've heard of this game because it was a big deal, but in the worst way possible. What a mess. If you see some of the YouTube thumbnails, they show a game straight from a horror movie. Efootball launched in September 2021 with some of the worst graphics we've ever seen for a modern sports game. The game was super buggy and the gameplay was a mess. Many players actually compared Efootball to mobile games like Dream League Soccer. And to top it off, Steam reviews weren't any nicer. At one point, Efootball had 92% negative reviews on Steam. Staggering numbers. Basically nobody really liked this game, and if you played, you know exactly the reason why. Konami said that Efootball was developed to keep up with the new generation of consoles, but clearly there's no way that that is true. Their lack of sales, lack of features, and licensing make Konami question if it was even worth the effort to flop every year. Making a free-to-play game was the definitive choice because they already had the brand behind the project. Obviously making it free will overflood them with new users, and most importantly, microtransactions. We live in an era where we spend more money on free things than we do paid things. Video games are the biggest reflection of that, where games like Fortnite could end up being $200 worth of skins and emotes. With eFootball though, it's much worse because of their Dream Team mode where you can purchase packs and get a certain quality of player, a feature that just like Ultimate Team makes it pay to win. Efootball 2022 was overall a tough time for Konami, but looking at today, we now have a new Efootball release and it's safe to say that Konami did a great job fixing some of their mistakes. The players actually look pretty comparable to their other releases, the gameplay has been enhanced and the bugs don't seem to be as common. They definitely did their homework, and even though we're still far away from what we want, if they continue to enhance visuals, implement more game modes, and improve the gameplay and physics, they can really make something happen. And perhaps we'll also see EA move the same route and go free to play, but obviously packed with more microtransactions than we've ever seen. I just want to know, can Konami turn things around, because EA having no competition is only bad news for the consumer. Pro Evolution had a terrible downfall, but we really need something. Otherwise, EA will just keep on putting no effort and recycling for $60 or $70 yearly. But for now, that looks like our fate.